Good morning, everybody. Whoa.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right. As we all start to make our way to our seats, we're going to make sure our cell phones are off.
Good to see you.
Yeah. Okay. I'm Reverend Debbie. I'm so glad you guys are all joining us here and there. And this center is based on the truth that there is a power for good in the universe and you can use it. And the mission of this center is to teach, demonstrate, and inspire a positive, affirmative approach to life. And so with that, I'm going to get us started with some music with Victoria and Carl.
Thank you.
Had to look twice.
I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Love, love, love. Love, 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 love. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, 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 joy. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy. I feel that sweet release. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy. I feel that sweet release. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, 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 love. Love, love, love.
Okay, I wasn't ready for that to end, were you? Okay, let's keep going. Let's pray for a moment, though, shall we? So let us just take that wonderful breath and remind ourselves the truth that Spirit is closer than that breath. That love and peace and joy are already within us. Because it all comes from that one creative energy, that one power, and that one presence. And so, as we remind ourselves that we are one with it, We are one with all of it. From that place, we can claim our truth. We can claim that the love and the peace and the joy that are ours by divine birthright not only come through us, but are returned to us. In this moment, I know that all is well, that all will be well, and despite any appearance, I know that there is something wonderful moving. And so, allowing in spirit, allowing God to do all of that heavy lifting, I just say thank you. I say thank you, and so it is. All right, let's center this with a group reading, shall we? Join me. I am ready to deepen my conviction in the power and the presence for good. I am ready to apply it in my daily life. I am ready to receive God's highest blessings. I am ready to live from a higher level of beingness. I am ready to be a transformative light in the world. And that's our truth right there. So, as we do on Sundays, I'm going to invite Kevin to come up. We light the flames of faith. This is our way of acknowledging that there is only one. However, there are many paths and many traditions and many rituals that bring people to that one. So we're going to acknowledge some of the key faiths and paths. So we light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. And now I invite all of us to take a moment and recognize that flame within, that spark of divine, pure love that is always burning bright as we continue down this path together of oneness and mental healing. Thanks, Kevin. All right, and now Joan is going to come on up, and she's going to share with us an inspirational reading.
Thank you. This is the book Infinite Possibilities by Mike Dooley. Something's going on here. Something big, really big. My mother likes to say, where there's smoke, there's fire. And what's going on here is of such a magnitude that the flames dwarf any other fire ever known to humankind. But just what is it that's going on? And if there is something, wouldn't it be worth some digging or some new thinking to uncover it, understand it, and then harness it? Wouldn't the effort warrant virtually any sacrifice or commitment? You bet it would. The heading is Thoughts Become Things. In 3 short, life-changing, never-to-be-forgotten words, the answer to what's going on and to what we've been missing is thoughts become things. That's it. Thoughts become things. This is the underlying principle that turns a wish into reality. It's what powers positive thinking and gives rise to the law of attraction, and it's why visualizations work. Thoughts become things is the reason dreams and nightmares come true, because the thoughts we think literally become the things and events of our life. This principle is immutable and is as reliable as gravity itself, not just sometimes, but all the time. And not just with our positive thoughts, but with other ones too. In fact, we can't ever turn it off. All of this awesome news, because every minute, all of this is awesome news because every minute of every day We get to choose just what we'll think. Of course, our words and our actions are also supremely important, and much will be said about each in the chapters that follow, yet both are nothing more than an extension of our thoughts. Our words and our actions are merely our thoughts given wings. Our thoughts are where everything begins. With this principle, you can bring virtually anything you can imagine into your life. And it's not just limited to attracting material things. You can also imagine more love, more joy, and more laughter. Thank you.
I am the infinite presence. I am the one in all. I am the truth in beauty, the answer to Spirit's call. I am the one within you. I am the one you see. Within your heart there's a doorway. The arms of love await you. With these golden wings, take flight. I am the infinite presence. I am the one in all. I am the truth in beauty, the answer to Spirit's call. I am the one within you. I am the one you see. Within your heart there's a doorway. The arms of love await you. With these golden wings, take flight. I am the infinite presence. I am the one in all. I am the truth in beauty, the answer to Spirit's call. I am the one within you. I am the one you see. Within your heart there's a doorway. The arms of love await you. With these golden wings, take flight.
That was truly lovely. And now, to top that off, Reverend Joanne.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Thank you, Victoria and Carl, for that. And thank you for the reading. I love that book, Infinite Possibilities by Mike Dooley. If you haven't ever read it, I highly recommend it. And thank you, Debbie, for all you do. So, yesterday was Valentine's Day, so I will take this opportunity, as I do once a year, if I get a chance, to read you my Valentine's Day poem, which I wrote many years ago. And it goes like this. What could be sweeter than love when it's new? Remember that feeling? I do too. Excitement that soars when your loved one is near. Now I know I have nothing to fear. For the rest of my life, I'll need nothing more, only my sweetheart to love and adore. Then as time slips away and life still is good, I'm no longer walking on air as I should. If the magic is gone, should I seek a new mate? Find some excitement before it's too late? It's fun to be giddy and flying high, but these are the feelings that pass by and by. Being crazy and wild when you're young is a must, but what we call love is sometimes called lust. We need that attraction for ongoing birth. Now let's open our hearts and come down to earth. Emerson, Holmes, and other wise sages give us words of wisdom throughout the ages. With the love of our life, we can build a deep bond, supplanting the first stuff. It goes way beyond. It's the God stuff, our essence. That's real and enduring, shining light on our loved ones, contentment assuring. On certain occasion, flowers and candy are fine, a show of affection for your Valentine. With our hearts filled with love and oneness, we know the whole world will be blessed. Thank God it is so. Thank you for that. And thank you for being here. And, on your program, it always tells what the theme is for the month. The theme for February is your reason for being. And then on the back of the program, it tells what we've done, what's coming up. So the first Sunday in February, I talked about anchoring in God's love, that whole idea of there is a power within us, and that's what we can stand on firmly. We can count on it. It's sure. It's real. Last week, Reverend Debbie talked about celebrating you, and I really liked her homework assignment that she gave us. And it included this. She says, think of what you appreciate about yourself. Think of one way that you showed kindness and courage, and one unique quality that you have. We often don't give ourselves that affirmation, and how important it is just to give ourselves a little pat on the back and a little encouragement. So we know. And today, I'm going to just expand on that idea of the celebration continues, and we go deeper with this idea. As we look around the world, we see some problems. We can kind of get, on the negative with this stuff. If you watch the news, you read the paper, you talk to certain people, it drags you down. So we could look at the world based on these negative things coming our way, or we could look at the world as though it is the most profound time, a time when an evolutionary leap in human consciousness is occurring. It's our choice. It's our perspective. How do we want to look at life? We each get our own perspective. Ernest Holmes says, when things look the worst is the best time to work, the most satisfying time. This can be our greatest hour as we become catalysts for this leap in consciousness. We were talking after the service last week, and I heard Alicia talk about Barbara Marx Hubbard, who I studied, I think it was 30 years ago when she came out with her book, maybe 25 years. She came out with a book called Conscious Evolution. And the idea is we each can have something to do with how this world evolves. by our thoughts, how powerful that is. And Barbara Marx Hubbard, oh, she said it so well. She just really put it in a way that was beautiful, understandable, and hopeful. Hopeful that we can have a piece of that. And two things are important about raising our consciousness. And one of them is that this idea of being present in the here and now. Who are we? What are we doing here? I think in having a little gratitude for it. We live on in this earth at this time. Yes, there are problems, and yet, gosh, what a beautiful place this is. What beautiful people we can surround ourselves with. How many blessings there are in our lives. So that's one thing, be in the here and now. And the other thing is explore how we can take a greater degree of ownership of our lives and the world in which we live. A greater degree of ownership, responsibility. You know, and I'm not only here enjoying the people and the day, what else can I do to uplift the rest of this world? I think that's what it's all about. In my mind, my purpose is absolutely taking this philosophy of science of mind and sharing it with seekers, anybody that's looking for a better life. Now I'm going to do something that's a little interactive here today. You know what that implies, right? You guys gotta respond in some way. It is so embarrassing if that doesn't happen. So I want you to think about something. I want you to think about something that you have in your life, maybe recently, to celebrate. What do you have to celebrate right here and right now? And you know, it can be something like maybe it's a raise you got or a recognition you got. Maybe you've moved through some kind of fear. Maybe you've created a new experience in your life. I mean, this is so exciting when we hear people talk about it. Maybe you've adopted a more affirmative attitude about something. How exciting would that be? How needed is that in our life, right? Perhaps you released an old fear. Maybe you forgave somebody. Maybe you forgave yourself. All these things would be things to celebrate. And I think about, remember Dustin, who used to come here, Charlie and Dustin? Well, they moved to Columbia, South Carolina. But if you're on Facebook, almost every day you see Dustin. He's got his stocking cap on, a big smile on his face. He's just run 3 miles, and he's sharing that with us. And sometimes he shares the route that he ran. What a wonderful thing. I think Saturday he ran 12 and a half miles. He celebrates that by sharing it with people. I think he knows people that care about him. And I think a lot of us give him a, oh yeah, good for you. It's wonderful to be able to share these things. The thing that I thought of when I was thinking about what could I celebrate this week, I had lunch with my siblings in Pine City on Wednesday. That's where my younger brother, 63-year-old brother who has dementia, lives in an assisted living. And every once in a while we get together, all of us together, and have lunch in Pine City. And that's what we did on Wednesday. And, you know, driving out of their home, I'm just so grateful for my family. I celebrate the fact that I'm on speaking terms with my family. We love each other. We enjoy each other. We spend time together. We pray for each other. We bless each other. I celebrate that. And so I want you to think a little bit right now about what you could share that you have found to celebrate recently, perhaps. Anybody want? Oh, great. I see hands. Pete?
I know.
All right. Very good. And you want to expand on that at all?
Yeah, I had a run-in last week. I was in the ER.
Okay.
Turned out to be okay.
You know, you look better this week. I didn't want to say it last week, but you look better this week. You look great. Okay, Mary Ellen?
Friday, my sister and I had 2 workshops with fourth and fifth graders in St. Paul with our climate science, literacy, and art program. We had 50 students, 2 different classes, and it was wild fun, and we got through it.
Oh, good idea. Sorry.
So my sister Beth and I offered to have, I have no idea.
I turned it off, sorry.
So my sister and I were offered these 2 workshops to 4th and 5th graders, and about climate science and literacy and art, and for 90 minutes each. So it was great. It was a culmination of our grant project for MRAC, and
It's on.
it's on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just I was a long time coming, and I even asked you for surrounding me in light and giving me the energy to keep focused and whatnot. And so it's really a big deal. A lot of satisfaction. I could weep in a certain regard, to see the kids kind of riveted in some of the content, and then also really engaged in the art making.
All right, thank you.
Mine's brief, but my nephew celebrated his 3rd birthday yesterday.
All right.
Yeah.
I celebrate that this week my daughter paid for my car being fixed, the power steering leak.
Oh,
So
nice.
that was really nice.
Great,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you. Pass it to Kevin.
Well, I celebrate. It's almost 7 months since I met Anna here.
All
And we have
right.
a really sweet, beautiful relationship. So
All right.
I just celebrate that.
Thank you
Thanks.
so much. Thank you.
Me too.
All right.
This is really funny. I got my little corgi dog, Daisy, and she doesn't like other dogs, so I took her to City Paws, and they evaluate and put them in to see if they'll play. She played with, well, she didn't play with them, but she found 2 little dogs that she liked, and 4 hours that dog didn't, she was just beautiful. It was like she was having fun.
All right. Well, thank you. Debbie, did you have a share or not? Okay, thank you. Were you going to share something? You got the mic.
Okay, all right. I have something I can share too. So when I'm not singing, I actually am a marketing consultant, and my business grew just this week. I landed 3 new clients, big clients too. so-
Celebrate. Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you all for sharing. I just feel like when we share like this, you get something good in your heart, but how much more exciting is it when you can say, yeah, share this with me. I'm happy. Are you happy for me? And I just feel like the energy in the room gets lifted when we share like this. So I really, really appreciate you not just sitting there and leaving me standing up here. So when we think about these things that we're celebrating, there's probably an effect of a couple things that happen before. One of the things that tends to happen before we get to celebrate is we do take ownership of something. What can I do for my dog? How can I get a better feeling for my family? What can I do to help the world? Mary Ellen and her sister doing that stuff together. Oftentimes, we have planted a seed that causes this celebration to be possible. And then the other thing, certainly for me, that comes into play is I invite my higher power to be part of my world and to lift me up in whatever way, to guide me and show me places that I'll be able to celebrate. So celebration and acknowledgement of the good in our life is very important, but then we think of the things that are completely out of our hands, like, wish I could control that interest rate, but nobody listens. You know, I wish I could control if Medtronic hires or fires 1,000 people. Out of my hands. How about the weather? Gee, I wish I could have a day like this every day. Out of my hands. So sometimes when we look at those things that are out of our hands, truly we don't have control over them, it can take us down that slippery slope to, oh my gosh, the world is bad and I can't do a doggone thing about it. And yet, on the other hand, we can take a look at what we do have control. It's a serenity prayer. You know, things I can change, things I can't change. But when we start down that slippery slope, this blame and fear kind of weigh on our shoulders, and it's difficult to have an upbeat, happy life and shine a light when we're bogged down by this stuff we're carrying around. And we certainly aren't part of that evolutionary leap when we're feeling that way. Remember Liberace, right? He died in 1987, but you know what a performer he was. You know, he'd come out on stage in these just unbelievable, elaborate outfits. I read some stuff about this that took seamstresses a year to make one of his outfits. I read that one of the outfits that he wore, you know, he'd wear these capes, weighed 200 pounds. Now, I don't know if you can believe everything I tell you, but it makes a good story. So he's weighed down by these clothes that he wears, but you know, he walks out on the stage with this beautiful smile. And what does he do before he performs? He takes that cape off so he can, you know, actually tickle those ivories with a little freedom. And really, we tend to carry around weight like that too. The blame and the fear that we carry is like a weight on our shoulders. And we need to just brush that stuff off like Liberace took his cape off. We can let those fears and that blame, we can let them go. And so I think that if we do this, if we're free like that, we can be part of this evolution, this conscious evolution, remembering that blame is futile. It is worth nothing. It hurts us. It does nothing good for us. And yet, you know, that is one of the tendencies I think human nature has. We like to blame other people. And it drags us down. We like to point that finger and say it was him or her or my boss or my spouse or my kids. Instead of looking at inside, we look on the outside. What is it that I can blame for the situation I'm in? Gary Zukav, in his book called Soul Stories, he says your lives are like a movie. He says, think of yourself as the director of this movie, as the star of the movie, and think about being the screenwriter and getting to decide how do you want the star of the movie to act? How do you want the movie to go forward? How do you want the story to end? So, you know, the thing is, are we working with our executive director, God, as you understand it? Are we listening to the director with a capital D, that self, that inner self, the God within, that little voice? Are we listening to that? Or are we listening to the other actors? Are we listening to the race consciousness all around? Race consciousness is all the ideas and thoughts, negatives and everything. Those are seeds planted in our little garden. And we can really be pulled astray by that. Our job is to develop and nurture and embody and embrace the good that's unfolding everywhere. Even though there's a lot of negativity, nastiness going on, Our job is to hold the light. Keep feeling the good that we know is in our world. Feeling compassion. Trusting that perfect power within. And sometimes we're going to have these dire ideas, we're going to listen to the naysayers. We're going to start slipping down that slippery slope. It's going to happen, and we just have to know that that fear and blame, they don't have capital letters. They're not powerful like peace and joy and all the attributes of our higher power. There's a scripture in Psalms 91 says, 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh to thee. I like that idea. Yeah, stuff happening here, stuff happening there, and I'm doing okay. I know that there is a higher power guiding me to my all good. God is always there, always has our back. You can trust it. There's a story, I shared this with you a couple months ago. It was in National Geographic years ago, but I think it's appropriate for today too. There was a forest fire in California. A forest burned down, and the troopers were walking through the forest. They were putting out the little fires that still were burning just in case they decided to pop up again, and they're putting all that stuff out. And they came across the charred remains of this bird sitting on the ground, wings outspread, burned. And one of the troopers goes up to it, and he lifts it up with his toe, gently lifts it up with his toe, and underneath the wings of this bird were these healthy, live little chicks. And I think the point of the story is that there is a power that protects us like that too. This is a little bit of I changed the wording a little bit. It shall cover you with its feathers, and under its wings you take refuge. Its truth shall be your shield. You know how comforting that is to know that we have a higher power. And isn't there another verse where the very hairs on your head are numbered? That really cares about each and every one of us. There's a verse from the Upanishads. It's a sacred Hindu scripture, and it says, one's own thought is one's own world. What a person thinks is what he becomes. That is the eternal mystery. If one dwells on the Supreme Self, capital S, if one dwells on the Supreme Self, one will experience undying happiness. That's where we should focus our thoughts, on the good that we want in this world. So we want to turn away from the fear. We want to turn away from the blame and think about that loving presence that we all have within that same presence that created everything and everyone there is within us. We have access to that. That's where we should concentrate our thoughts and our beliefs. And as we activate that love, and I pray this all the time. I say, I am willing to have a soft heart. And I think that's where we have to start. Sometimes we don't feel like our heart is soft, but we have to be willing to have a soft heart. And when we get that love and that light shining within us, then we can radiate that out to all the people in our lives. Bless other people in our lives. So I want you to think about, right here and right now, I want you to think about that 200-pound cape that Liberace wore. I want you to think about maybe something that you carry around in the realm of blame or fear. Think about that. And I'm going to suggest that right here and right now, you can say, yeah, I know that. I know that feeling that you're talking about. That I've been blaming this person or that person, or I've been afraid of this or that. Right here or right now, you can just say, I am willing to flick that off my shoulder, just like Liberace took the cape off. Take it off of our shoulder, release it, and take ownership for your life. And I think as we do that, we can walk through life confidently and just remembering your higher power, God as you understand it, always has your back. So it is. And I'd like to invite you to join me in a spiritual mind treatment. So if you just take a deep breath and relax where you're at. I'll speak this in first person as though it's for me, but it is for everybody. And I know there is but one power in the universe, and that power is a power of peace and love and joy and abundance and balance and all good. It is a power that has the perfect solution to any perceived dilemma in life. And that very power that created everything and everyone, experiences life through its creation, through me, giving my words, my thoughts, my prayer, power. And so I speak my word that even though sometimes I have fears, sometimes I blame other people, other things, sometimes that prevails and I go down that slippery slope a little bit. I know the truth is fear and blame have no capital letters. They don't have power. My power is in my higher power with peace and joy, all good. I know that is a perfect power within me, and that perfect solution is there for me. And I'm grateful that these words that I speak are powerful, and they are true. And I release them now to the beneficent conspiracy which does the work. So it is.
In the quiet hours, love reveals the way, a guide that calls us to our truth. Not fleeting fancy, but the light of day, inviting souls to take in the view. In every breath and a beam of light, the universe guides our way. It speaks in silent spaces of your mind, charting paths towards clearer days. Answer the call of the boundless sky. Let your inner knowing play its part in the stillness. Ancient wisdom lies, rising from the heart. In every corner of the sky, the stars sing a hymn that calls, sharing truth where shadows lie, and guides us onward, steady through it all. Up boy, da da ba bay, ba 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 boy, da da day. In quiet hours, love reveals the way, a guide that calls us to the truth. not fleeting fancy, but light of day, inviting souls to take in the view. In every breath and beam of light, the universe guides our ways. It speaks in silent spaces of your mind, chart a path towards clearer days. Answer the call of the boundless sky. Let the inner knowing play its part. In the stillness, ancient wisdom lies rising from the heart. In every corner of the sky, the stars sing a hymn that calls, sharing truth where shadows lie, guides us onward, steady through it all. Answer the call of the boundless skies. Let your inner knowing play its part. In the stillness, ancient wisdom lies rising steady from the heart, rising steady from the heart, rising steady from the heart.
Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely. And thank you for the lovely talk. What?
I don't know, she was giggling.
Oh. Okay, we've got a little sideshow going on for those of you out there. Anyway, we all feeling kind of spiritually fed and happy? I hope so, because now is our time for conscious giving. And that idea of giving is giving from the heart to where you're spiritually fed, from where you're spiritually fed, knowing that when we do it, it goes out and does really good work, and it comes back pressed down and multiplied in really, really, really fun ways. So with that, I invite you to take your conscious gift, take it into your heart, because I know there's lots of different ways to give. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to consciously participate in the boundless supply of good. So it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
We are thankful for the gifts. We're thankful for the givers. And we have a gift of affirmative prayer. So if there is something on your mind, spiritual mind treatment is our way of knowing the truth for you. And we would love to do that. So you can either fill out a request online. You can fill out a request here at the treatment table. You can see after the service Dee Dee or Jeff or Celeste or Reverend Joanne or myself. And just know that this is a gift that is given from a place of true conviction to the truth that we are all one. And that there are times when we need someone other than ourselves to know our truth. For all of us, that happens. So, with that, couple of things for announcements. I'm going to start with Marv. He's going to come up first.
I heard something this week that I think many of you are going to want to know about. A man found two crows that were completely stuck together, and he got some medical experts to examine them, and they determined they must be Velcros.
Okay, thank you for sharing that one. The celebration of ourselves continues. We're going to do some fellowship here, and then Jeff and I have the wonderful opportunity of hosting a potluck. So there are directions you can, and our address. You can see either Jeff or I if you want to talk through any of it. We would love to have all of you come and join us on this beautiful, sunny, incredible day here in Minnesota. I've got to tell you guys, I know, I think it's like going to happen forever, but I know that it's February. Okay, so there's that. Also, on the first Wednesday of March, I think it's the 4th, but I don't know. Is it the 4th? We are going to start a book discussion around the book, A Happy Pocket Full of Money. And it's not about the money. So it's a wonderful read. And you've got plenty of time to get the book. In the back of the book, there's actually some discussion points for each chapter. So I am inviting all of us to read chapters 1 through 3 for our first gathering, and we'll use the study guide in the back, and we'll see how far we get with discussions, and we'll just take it day by day, week by week. We'll take it week by week. So there's that. Also, oh yeah, you can register online. That way we can get you the link and send you updates on a weekly basis. And each week is sort of falling in its own space. So I'll be sending out something on Monday to tell you kind of like what we think we're going to get through on Wednesday. So you don't have to commit to all 6 Wednesdays. There's that. Kevin. Okay, one sec before you tell your story. I got like 2 other announcements. The next announcement is we are going to have an annual meeting after the service on Sunday, the 15th of March. So we would greatly appreciate if you all not only came that Sunday, but you also planned on staying a little bit. We're kind of going to do fellowship and the meeting right here. So that would be great if you could do that. Then we have a sign-up sheet here, and every week there's an opportunity to bring some food, to light some candles, to do a reading, and what's the other one? There's 4 of them. Oh, there's only 3. Okay. God, I thought there was so much more to do. So, if you are sick of having Costco muffins with your coffee on Sundays, please feel free to sign up and bring something else. And I want to thank Pete and Julie for bringing cookies and cupcakes, and Anthony for bringing raspberry moussey, really good things. So there's that. I want to thank Kevin for signing up to light candles today, and Joan for signing up to do the reading. And then I have a story coming from Kevin.
So this is Valentine's Day, or the day after. And like a year ago, I used to wake up and think, I'm kind of lonesome, or things are good. Things are really good in my life, but I'm kind of lonesome. And I would imagine who I wanted to be with and how I wanted it to be, and that I wanted it to be mutual and, mutual attraction and stuff like this. And then I'd send it out in the affirmative prayer style, thinking that. I used to go to the end of this pier. I live by Como Lake, and there's this pier that you can see the sunset from on the southeast side of the lake. And I would send it out there at during sunset. Well, one time, I had been out there, and I had thought that. And I walked back to the end of the pier, back to the shore, and there was this person. And I thought she was eating flowers. So I said, "Are you eating those flowers?" And what I realized, and she said, "No, but there are some that you can eat, you know." But she was trying to identify what they were, and she explained this to me, and then we started to have a conversation. And I realized she was talking to me, you know. I thought, well, I'm just going to stand here. And then it was such a nice conversation. I said, well, you know, I'm going to want to take a walk, but would you like to walk with me? And then we walked around the lake, and we were talking. And I said, you know, when we got to the end, if I don't get your phone number, I'll probably never see you again. And so she gave me her phone number, and ever since then, we've been hanging out together. And this is my Anna over here. And ta-da! So on Valentine's Day, I don't have much money to give a normal kind of ring, but we have decided to spend the rest of our lives together. And we don't have a date set, you know, or the formalities of it, but this is what's happening. So to that, which is the creative power, I'm very happy, and I give thanks. And affirmative prayer does work when we put the thoughts out there. You know, it just comes together. You don't know how. There's 1,000 ways it can happen. But sometimes they just show up at the end of a pier. Namaste.
I'm glad I got the announcements done before that one. All right. I'm going to pray us out. Reverend Joanne is going to bless us out, and then we get to sing and have some coffee, and then hopefully we all break bread together. So with that, I just invite us all to take a wonderful deep breath and just recognize how much deeper that breath can be now that we've been spiritually fed. How much sweeter it is because we're all sharing in this oneness. And I know that there is a power, and that power for good is always saying yes. And so, like heaven, I invite all of us to not only know this truth, but to feel it, to live from it, to take pause in one's life and act from that place of love and peace and joy and kindness. This can be a much gentler world, and it starts with me being a gentler person. And for that, I just say, God, do the heavy lifting, and so it is.
And I'll leave you with this blessing. May you be at peace. May you know the beauty of your own true nature. May your heart be open. May you be healed. May you be blessed. Namaste.
Namaste.
Feel free to stand up if you want to kind of dance around a little. L is for the light that shines within. O opens up our hearts to begin. V is for the vision guiding us each day. E for energy that flows in every way. Love is lifting us to higher heights. Love, the flame that burns so bright. In love, our dreams take flight. Embrace the joy, let spirits ignite. Love's the path for truth and light. Now for Anna and Kevin. L is for the way you look at me. Oh, yes, sing it. It's for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you'd adore. And love is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. If two in love can make it, take my heart, but please don't break it. Love was made for me, and love was made for me, and love was made for me and you.